everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T. As we get set to wrap up a week here. How are you, T? Doing all right, buddy?
Awesome.
Awesome?
So fucking good.
I sense some sarcasm in your in your tone, sir.
Yep.
Yeah?
It's okay.
How'd it go today?
Fucking garbage.
Why?
I don't know. Whatever. Fucking thanks, Obama. None of this shit's covered from. I had an appointment for a spinal decompression thing today.
What is that?
An alternative to surgery for my back.
Okay.
Basically, fucking stretching you out. Fucking pop your fucking discs back in, make them all juicy and healthy again.
Yeah.
For the sweet tune of about $4,500 for the first 20 visits.
Christ.
And by then we'll know if it's working or not.
Yeah. I had a meeting with a therapist. I think I told you the other day. And she was like, yeah, I mean, kind of the best thing going now is like microdosing and whatever they're doing with shrooms and stuff for depression, for pain, all kinds of stuff, addiction.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, it's amazing. I'm like, awesome. She's like, yeah, in Ann Arbor and Royal Oak and around here, there's some places. I'm like, this is amazing. She's like, yeah, it's about 10 grand to start. And it's like $5 grand a session. I mean, you literally need to be the elite of the elite. I mean, honestly, who's running around with an extra 10 grand a month?
Right.
Just in,
Shrooms are not
disposable
that
cash. Right. But it's like, oh yeah, this is, and so, I imagine.
You have to have a guide. You can't just do it on your own.
Right. And who knows, but she's like, oh yeah, she's talking up like, oh yeah, the stuff they're doing, the results are amazing. And it's like, this sounds right up my alley.
Perfect. Let's do
I've
it.
gone to a bunch of you assholes many times, and I still don't feel any better. And it's like, oh, well, wait till you see what they're doing over here for 10 grand a visit. And I'm like, yeah, I bet. I bet they are.
It fucking sucks, man.
Yeah. So you're running into that too, where your insurance
it's just a
doesn't.
thing. I mean, I assumed it did, and I just went for a consultation to go see what it was all about. But, I figured it wasn't going to be. It generally isn't, but used to be until the Affordable Care Act took it out of the budget, apparently.
Right.
So it's no longer a covered option.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, but that's Obama's claim to fame. Is that healthcare thing. But I've yet to find the doctor that goes, oh yeah, awesome deal,
So good
for the American people. Like none of them.
No. Some of the American people will think so. Some of the American people will think so.
Yeah,
but not the overall greater good.
No.
Let's take care of the few and fuck the many.
Fuck the many.
So
that's great.
Been a lovely day.
Maybe we need to do is have you talk to, of all people, Steve Gabarra, who's had multiple like back things, like hip, knee replacements. Like he's half bionic at this point. He's our Iron Man version. If you notice it when you look at him.
Sure.
But he was really pushing me towards something non-surgical with the back that he was doing that was like next level. And I don't, for all I know, he's going to, it's 10 grand a visit.
Right.
Good luck, T. Let me know when you have 50 grand laying around and we'll get right on it.
Exactly.
But it might be worth talking to him because he personally knows the guy that is doing that stuff. And it's, whether it helps you, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's the thing.
Might be worth looking into.
Right. Is it worth $4 or $5 grand to find out if it's going to work or not?
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see. And a whole big giant, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I know you had just scheduled that, and we're going over there today. So
no worries.
Yeah, I don't mean to pry. It's your business, what you do, and all that. But if you were to have surgery, because I was talking to my mom about this, because she worries about you more than she worries about me.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, he can't just go get surgery. He doesn't have a job where he can. It's one thing for me. I don't really have to be out 4, 5, 6 months because I don't do a lot of. She's like, bullshit. He can literally be off 6 months and get workman's comp and be paid.
I don't get workman's
for all
comp.
that.
There's short-term disability that I can get through the union and stuff that they'll take care of it. I mean, it's fucking piss in the bucket, but it's something,
But it wouldn't pay you in full, like what?
No, fuck no, nothing pays you in full. Workman's comp doesn't pay you in full.
No kidding.
No,
so I've never dealt with it. I have no idea what it pays. I would just assume like most people are sort of paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? Like life is expensive. And so most people don't just have, 50% of this country can't afford a $400 emergency.
Right.
That's the reality. So if workman's comp is like, well, we'll give you 40% of your pay, for 6 months, 3
about,
months.
I think workman's comp's about 60, I think, %.
Yeah.
And then the short-term disability is probably like 40, but then taxed and all that. So, I mean,
wow.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And I mean, so there's something.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I just
nothing.
wouldn't get any money whatsoever.
Right.
And that's not the issue at all.
Yeah.
Of the finances of it. I can make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a very lucrative second career. So, just rolling in it. I figured in a couple weeks of this, I'm just going to go fucking start paying cash.
Dude,
for
just do the 10 grand one.
Right? Why not? Yeah. Just stack that one on top. Right? I'm going to do them both.
Can I pay in advance for 10 straight visits?
Sure. I might not even come.
Gross. Anyway,
I always come.
I know you do. It might take you a while, but you'll get there eventually.
She may not, but I do.
That's right. That's all that matters. Hey, man, got to look out for yourself.
I thought it was a race.
To be honest.
I win every time.
I do too. Every goddamn time. Anyway, speaking of Gabara, the fine folks over at Zott Ford, it's that exciting time of year because Zott Ford's Truck Month is here. Truck Month means lower prices, better selections, higher rebates, and more inventory. All this delivered with Zott Ford's world-class service and their simple, fun, fast, and easy experience. Swing by Zott and take home a 22 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend as low as $363 a month on a 24-month lease, or roll away in a new 23 Ford Explorer XLT 4x4 lease as low as $282 a month, which is also just 24 short months. Finally, you can lease the number one selling truck in America for the past 46 years in a row, a new 22 Ford F-150 Super Crew XLT 4x4 as low as $292 a month. Again, 24 months, or financing as low as 0%, your choice. Plus, Zott Ford will again toss in $500 in accessories to ensure you love your new F-150. And don't worry, even though it's Truck Month, our friends at Zott Ford still have a lot full of other sweet whips to choose from. Get details, and search their tantalizing trucks at dealsinthed.com. Also should mention, keep your emails coming, walters@detroitcast.com. Radio for One, of course, is live. That's the best way to support this show. You can buy your merch there. Look for the merch tab a little bit middle down on the page. You'll find it. Open that up and buy whatever you feel like. It's all good stuff. We handpicked all of it. It's great. Amazon link, Amazon Canada, MyPillow, promo code TDC. The new MyPillow 2.0 is fabulous. I love it. I've got a couple of them. T, I've got one for you upstairs too. You got to try and let me know what you think.
Okie dokie.
Of that bad boy. Just use promo code TDC, whether you use it at the My Store or at mypillow.com. Groupon is there, and most importantly, a link to our Patreon page. You and I did some, I thought some really good members content last night.
Yeah, definitely.
After the show, I wrung out every ounce of energy that you had yesterday in you, and I might do the same today, but I really wrung it out of you last night. I apologize.
That's okay.
Again for that. Thank you for being the trooper that you are.
I slept well.
I bet, dude, you were gone. I mean, when we wrapped up, it was probably about 9 o'clock last night.
Even a little before that.
Well, yeah, and I was just trailing behind you because I had to pull the stick and whatnot. And I went upstairs not 3 minutes after we finished, and I think you were already asleep.
I went straight in, face down in bed, boom, out.
So thank you for putting up with it last night, and I think the content was worth it.
I hope so.
But I held it. That's going to drop tomorrow. It's already scheduled, so some more exclusive content for our members that will be available tomorrow.
Teaser.
Yeah. So I think people will enjoy it. Let's get to what's going on in the world. More fallout. We've got, Dylan Mulvaney. I got to give him credit, is keeping itself in the news.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you don't
hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, there is something to that, because there is definitely a game going on here,
right? Where
I am convinced that there is so nothing authentic about this person, this individual. Mm-hmm. I know the personal battle that a lot of these people go through that are part of this community that isn't for everybody, and there's a struggle there. And for this person to come out and behave the way they are and get rich on the back of it with no meaningful skills that present themselves, to the rest of us.
Welcome to the new fucking reality.
I mean, honestly, if they said, T, throw on a wig and some lipstick and we'll give you a KitchenAid fucking promo and a Bud Light promo and a Nike, these are like the premier sponsorship deals.
Big time.
And they pay huge fucking money. These are international corporations.
Yep.
So the amount of money is to the tune of millions of dollars. I mean, how could you pass that grift up, especially if you were young?
You can't.
You can't. And honestly, like, oh, you want me to prance around like a fool and make an ass of myself, and you're going to pay me more than, the average person would make in 10 lifetimes in a year? Like, okay, I'm all in. Well, people are taking more issue with this, and I don't know that this does any good. Honestly, I know people want to voice their discontent. They want to bitch about stuff, whether it's Kid Rock taking a Kalashnikov or an AK to a series of cases, full auto.
She is worth $1.5 million right now.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, was nobody
ridiculous.
6 months ago.
Right.
Was nobody.
Right.
Was a dude.
It was just your average dude.
Just your average dude.
And is making, honestly, the thing that that pisses me off about this, like, however you make yours. But this idea of just, I don't know how to put it except outward, like, aggressive mocking of females. Like, honestly, it feels like an attack on women, and I don't mean to speak for women. Maybe all women are just thrilled with this and are just like, hey, welcome to the team.
Maybe. Doesn't sound like it.
I find it hard to believe.
We've had a couple emails to the contrary.
I mean, if there was some woman that was taking opportunities away from men, that would be such a smaller scale, because men, we have things pretty good. I feel bad for women in sports who don't have that advantage and can lose trophies and money and all that.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as they're competing against women, then everything's on par.
But women, if there was a woman out there who just, like, drew on a beard and put on a Carhartt and was just walking around like, yeah, just been farting and burping all day, being a man, like, that would be horribly insulting. Scratching my balls. Hey, catcalling women on the streets.
Right.
Just like the most obnoxious, over-the-top exaggeration of what a stereotypical male would be, would be fucking insulting. I mean, we would just brush it off because it's really not a threat. But these men in women's spaces absolutely feels like a threat.
It sure is.
I mean, the amount of women that I've seen posted on some of these stories that are like, yeah, mother with 5 kids and a blown-out vagine and fucking, unappreciated, working from home, keeping a household together while cooking dinner every night and making sure the household is set.
Not worth 1.5 mil.
No, no one's
sponsors.
putting my face on a fucking beer can. I'm paying all the bills and keeping everything organized in the house for the rest of the family to step all over me. Like, that woman's story is not featured and prominent in a Bud Light ad or a Nike ad, and it's insulting.
It is. Not even a KitchenAid, which it deserves to be.
Right. So there's a new one today, but country music stars John Rich and Travis Tritt have jumped on board the Kid Rock assault on Bud Light. They're both boycotting. What beer should my bar, Redneck Riviera? I guess that's John Rich's bar in Nashville.
Is that part of Big and Rich?
Yes.
Look at me.
Yeah, there you go.
And I hate country.
So do I. I couldn't name one song by these guys.
Nope.
I always like country musicians when I hear them interviewed. They seem like humble guys that are very, very gracious and thankful for their fan bases and for what the good Lord has blessed them with. Like,
thank God I can make all this money with zero fucking talent.
No, I think
I'm
they have
kidding.
talent. I know
I'm
you are.
kidding.
But I always watch those interviews and just like, that seems like a solid dude.
Yeah.
That doesn't go for the stadium pop country. Like, that whole Hollywood crew can fuck off. But a lot of these guys, I find myself just like, God, I don't want to listen to music because I'm afraid I'll like some of it.
Yeah.
And that's, I can't do it.
I feel like it's circling back a little bit. It's coming back around. It's getting away from that garbage that ruined it, damn near ruined it.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate
the pop stadium country type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That, I think they're starting to get back to their roots.
The roots. So Redneck Riviera is Rich's bar there in Nashville. What should I put in my Nashville bar to replace hashtag Bud Light, which led fans to flood the comments with suggestions? I will be deleting all Anheuser-Busch products from my tour hospitality rider. I know many other artists who are doing the same. Travis Tritt shared that on Twitter. A few hours later, he also warned fans about purchasing Jack Daniels after an ad campaign featuring drag queens resurfaced online. I think that was for a did they have like a Fireball Jack Daniels or something like that? Have you seen that?
Probably. They have flavors, all kinds of shit. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And I think this goes back a year or two. I don't know that it's like new.
Yeah.
But they had something featuring drag performers, and so let's.
Was that cock flavored whiskey?
Right. I don't know many Jack drinkers who are going to be dying to get the rainbow colored one with drag queens on it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's your target audience either. Honestly.
Yeah. Is that Jill Daniels?
Yeah. Jill Daniels, but it's still Jack on the cover.
Of course.
Just going by Jill now. In full disclosure, I was on a tour sponsored by Budweiser in the 90s. That was when Anheuser-Busch was American-owned, a great American company that later sold out to the Europeans and became unrecognizable to the American consumer. Such a shame, Tritt wrote. I think, and I've read other things about this, that these people boycotting, can chirp and tweet and all that shit, but it really doesn't matter. That these people are going for international recognition as far as like ESG scores, and so they're willing to put up with
some pushback here.
Yeah,
because they understand what's coming.
Right.
They know,
and they want 100%. Like, they're all for the community.
Exactly.
Fuck what it does to their fan base here.
Yeah, because the boycott is just knocking down your ESG.
Yeah, right.
So it's fine. They know the game. They know the score.
Yeah,
they understand it. They're fucking running it.
So I don't know if there is a level that exists out there of boycott that you could do, like personally, like, hey, I'm not stocking my beer with this. I don't even know if you could do that. There's probably contracts, I would think.
Yeah, not really.
You don't think so?
No, not like that. I mean, you just have orders. I mean, you're not obligated. You just stock what sells. That's it.
Yeah.
And that evolves as with time.
Right.
But a hillbilly bar in fucking Nashville probably sells a shitload of Bud Light.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a new bar, and I think he plays live there. I think it's kind of a big deal. It's not like a dive bar or anything.
Right. I'm just saying. I mean,
But to your point, he probably does sell a shitload of Bud Light.
Yeah, and you know what? And nothing's going to change one fucking iota. When he walks in there and people go, "Yeah, can I have a Bud Light?" You're like, "We don't have Bud Light."
Yeah.
They're either going to go, "Fuck yeah," or they're going to go,
"Okay, Coors Light."
How about a Miller Light?
Yeah.
Right. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Okay, that's weird, but okay."
What would you think is the most comparable? Coors Light?
To a Bud Light?
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's not Miller Light, but if you were to, it's not Labatt Light. I got to think it's probably a Coors Light would be.
Sure. I think Coors Light's even lighter than Bud Light. Yeah.
Really? That's not possible, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. The other thing that I see a lot of people posting, because a lot of people want to be like, oh, Snowflake is triggered, can't have a fucking woman on the can, but like things like that. And a lot of them are pointing to, when I look at Twitter, they're like, hey, all you fucking people out there that are bothered by this, I bet you were a fan of Motley Crue and Poison and Twisted Sister, and they all dressed like women. What's the problem? And it's like, yeah, but there feels like a big difference. Like, I understand artists, whether it's Kiss or Motley Crue dressing for stage, and knowing their place. There seems like something way different in having a drag show for children. Like, it just does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's definitely not the same.
It's not the same.
No.
And it's not the same, it's like, oh, well, you see girls in bikinis at the beach. There's kids there. And it's like, yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, but not with a cock hanging out of it.
Right?
I mean, so it's not exactly apples to apples. It's not about the fact that there's a chick on there. It's not about the fact it's because even Poison and Motley Crue and all them, that as gay as they are, they weren't. They were out crushing puss.
Yeah,
they looked that way, but they didn't act that way.
Hell yeah.
And they didn't. It wasn't celebrated that. Look at us. We look like fucking women.
And
that wasn't the point of it.
Right. And it wasn't like, oh, just get us in a private room backstage with your children. Like, no. It was like, hey, if young people are into our music, that's cool. I was 12. The first time I heard Shout at the Devil, and it was like, holy shit, this is way better than Hall & Oates. You know what I mean? Like, holy fuck. Like, that was me at 12 years old. But I never felt like I idolized them, and I wanted to read the magazines they were in, and the pictures were amazing, and it was rebellious.
You still do.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I still do. I still have no doubt. But when I was a kid, I had Metal Edge magazine, and Circus magazine, like every week or month, whatever it was. Yeah. I got those, and they were always on the cover, those bands. But I never felt like there was some groomy thing behind it. You know, not that everybody that dresses in drag is a groomer.
But hold on.
Yeah.
You didn't. Do you think your parents did?
No.
Not your parents specifically. I just mean
mine were very cool.
The next generation of, I don't want my kids watching this shit. I don't want them looking up to these type of people.
But there was a big pushback then.
Right. Well,
you
that's
know what I mean?
saying.
Like
so
they were...
so parlay that to now where the kids don't see an issue, but the parents and the older generation does.
Do you remember what the big push was back then?
That it was the Satan in music? The devil
Diary of a Mad... Like Ozzy, they went after Suicide Solution. Yeah. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. Yeah. Like things like that mention...
Satanic messages.
Exactly. The upside down...
cross?
No, the star, the
pentagram?
The pentagram. And demonic stuff. But those guys, like Motley, I followed, like that was my group. So I know more about them. I can speak more intelligently about them. And I've read so many books through the years on them. I know what they were doing. And they laugh about it because they knew what they were. They were just fucking hungry guys that were out there crushing as much pussy and getting as hammered as they could and living this rock and roll fantasy life. At the same time, they fully knew that these parents think we're Satanists. Hilarious.
Right.
All right, let's do Shout at the Devil. Fucking lean into it. How can we piss them off? How can we, rage against the machine, push back against, how can we rebel? And so that was sort of done on purpose. The drag queen thing, I always think of that video that you pulled up of that one drag queen who was like, all right, fuck this.
Oh, yeah. God, I wish I could remember her name.
Yeah, she was great. She was like, look, I'm trying to remember how she put it.
Why are you letting your kids idolize us? It is about sex, drugs, debauchery.
Backstage is a nightmare.
Exactly. Like there's no reason your kids should be emulating us, looking up to us.
Right.
Like, I do it. I'm fine. But
he's gay as shit and butt fucking dudes backstage.
Yeah. But even I understand that this is no place for fucking kids. And I understand that, and I appreciate that. And the fact that you people are fighting for this. That it's some sort of inalienable right for your kids, fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And that was
she was disgusted by it.
That was one of the predominant drag queens in the country.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember her name, but you'd know it. I mean, even you don't know drag queens. Like you say it and you go, oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it is. It's, outside of RuPaul or something, I don't know. Why don't we watch the new Dylan one, and I'll give you some details on this. Social media, again, in an uproar as Dylan Mulvaney announced a partnership with Nike. Less than a week after sparking outrage because of the Bud Light stuff, home for a moment, leaning into cozy workout gear like the @Nike women's newest Zenvi leggings and a light bra. Okay, this person has had facial surgery, but doesn't have tits. So wearing a bra... an athletic bra to support your titties.
Support your fucking nipple hair?
Yeah, is just comical. Do you want to watch this?
More than you could possibly imagine, my friend. I have been anxiously awaiting this.
Yeah, there you go.
Leggings. Oh. All right. Let's do it. Impressive wingspan for a chick.
Yeah.
Fucking shit-eating grin.
All women.
Look at me.
Look at this, dude.
Oh boy. That was it too?
Yeah. Just a caricature of women is what that is. Just a joke, man.
Yeah, that is and yeah, you can see in the face the work there.
Yeah.
Like, because that's not what that dude used to look like.
No. But if this idiot's value or worth is $1.5 million today.
Why would you possibly,
it's worth it.
It's going to be worth it'll be $10 million next year.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, maybe not. This will be a flash in the pan and somebody else will come along.
Yeah, but they'll have a few years, probably.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Many Twitter users were furious with this, having a biological male to advertise women's clothing. Nike legit paid a dude with no tits and a cock and balls to put on women's athletic gear and advertise it to women. You can't even make this shit up, Clay Travis wrote. I love Clay Travis. Yeah. He's great. Oh, my God. Thank you, Nike, for finally making women's leggings that hold your balls in tight while you twirl around in the yard like a little girl. I've been looking everywhere. Yeah. Hey, Nike, my wife is a physician and dietitian, has 4 kids, is a track coach, and runs a busy household while maintaining great exercise and eating habits. How about giving her an endorsement deal instead of a skinny dude in lipstick?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we've lost track of what celebrating women actually means.
Yeah. Is this
what is a woman, Michael?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the age-old question.
Yeah.
It's a question as old as time, I think. What is a woman?
It's a question as old as most infants today.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yeah. Most 7-month-olds.
Yeah, about as old as the milk in the fridge.
This is a new one, too. And if you're going to, at least try a little, this is new. And I didn't even highlight the story. I just grabbed this as I was coming down here. Women's swimwear company names non-binary biological male as new brand ambassador. Hairy-chested, bearded fucking dude is now the brand ambassador for some Australian big swimwear for women.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's going to work out great, I think.
Sure.
And I mean, the reality, too, is that what woman is going to look at that dude in a suit and go, and maybe that's it. Maybe they're going to go, that'll look way better on me.
Yeah, maybe.
But I can't imagine them going, oh, yeah, that I can see myself in that.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Handsome fella, though.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. What's his name? Australian activist Denny Todorovic, brand's first trans ambassador. Yeah.
Oh, he's trans?
Yeah.
I thought he was just non-binary. Can we figure this shit out? Can we just stop lumping this shit all together? Because if you're going to be trans, you better have the fucking surgery to prove it.
Yeah.
Because you want to just dress like a fucking chick? You're just a cross-dresser. So let's not stop fucking around.
Yeah.
You can not identify however you want, but stop saying fucking trans because that means transitioned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had to have actually put some effort into it instead of just going to fucking Salvation Army and buying some fucking dresses.
Exactly. Yeah, just throw on some necklaces.
But they're just lumping all this into trans because you still got a cock and balls and a hairy chest and a beard and you wear women's clothes that you're trans. No, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it doesn't actually mean transition, but fucking to me it does.
Yeah, to me it does too.
That's when trans is taking it a step further.
Yeah.
You better at least have fucking top surgery.
They've made it crystal clear that you don't
at least have plucked them out.
Pluck them titties right out of them kids. Yeah, I don't know, man. It shouldn't bother me as much as it does. I just worry about the younger generation coming up. That's really what it boils down to. That, like the trans who calls himself a freak tranny listener of ours.
Freak tranny?
Yeah, that's what he called himself. And he's worried about his safety.
Real freaky naughty.
Yeah. And he's been trans for quite a while, and we've got a couple trans listeners, and we adore them. They're great. But they're worried about it. And I don't know if you saw this I believe it was last week, and it might have been the weekend before, T. Mm-hmm. But after the Nashville school shooting with the trans shooter, by the way, they stopped another trans shooter today.
Really?
With a manifesto, guns, charging this lady with attempted murder and all this. I don't know. It was developing right now.
Oh, no kidding.
So it was stopped, so it won't.
Yeah, it won't be a big deal. Nobody died.
Exactly.
It's not going to lead because it didn't bleed.
Exactly. Shit, what was I going to say? Oh, boy. I forgot my point.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it happens. Happens to me every day. Anyways, I don't know. I don't see this ending, but I'm worried about kids. It's like they were saying how they're. But what I was going to say is that last weekend or the weekend before, it started trending on Twitter a lot. LGB without the T.
Okay.
Was the trend.
Okay. See, they're starting to. I'm waiting for it. We're talking about it. It's going to fraction.
People came out fucking strong. It was like once that trending hashtag was out there, LGB without the T, it was like a freeing for these people. Like, finally, someone fucking said it. I'm tired of my just want to be left alone and given the rights of everybody else to marry who I want to love and being, that does not mean I'm cool with your freaky side, reading to fucking little children in schools or dancing for little children in bars.
Right.
No. The LGB does not stand for that. It doesn't mean you should occupy women's spaces without any pushback. We are not cool with that. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh shit, mom and dad are fighting.
Basically, I've always thought that too, because I would think the true lesbian community, it would be very against that.
The TERFs.
Yeah.
The TERFs. There's a definite civil war going on there. But I never understood why the T's were in that group to begin with. It never really made sense, the T.
No. Well, they just keep adding to it. They're just lumping them into the same fucking crowd. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Crazy. And they're just going to keep adding more shit. So, whatever. That's, the LGBs are looking to get the fuck out,
LGBs
pull the ripcord.
Without the T's.
Yeah. They're like cutting bait right now. Like,
but
nope, we're not in this. We started this shit.
Yeah.
You don't get to just keep jumping on our coattails. You guys go start your own fucking alphabet bullshit over there.
Yeah.
This is us.
Yeah.
We were tentatively okay with the T's there for a while.
You know what else they were?
It became a real problem.
You know what else some people were saying, which I thought was interesting? It was even some of the...
And who gets to vote on that?
What?
When they just keep adding fucking letters to it. Is there a committee?
No.
You just get to arbitrarily?
It's been hijacked.
No shit.
They don't have a say in it, and they're not thrilled with it.
Right.
To be associated. The LGBs were also... Some of them were coming out and using this as an opportunity to go, hey, by the way, while we're having a little spring cleaning going on here and brooming some of these things, like, don't pin that on me, okay? You sound like a fucking groomer. Don't add LGB to the front of that. We've worked hard enough to make society in general think we're not some possessed, creepy monster out for your kids.
Right.
Like, we've worked very hard, okay? We don't need you coming in now and doing lap dances for fucking children and acting like
setting
it's
us
part
back
of the
a
LGBT.
decade.
Yeah, knock it off. But then some of the L's, G's, and B's were also saying, by the way, while we're at it, here's a picture of the original sort of gay movement in the 60s in San Francisco. And it would have a couple guys with cut-off jeans, shorts, shirtless, arm in arm on a pier.
Yeah.
And then it's like, when did we get to this, like, outrageous pride parades with straight up fucking sex on the sidelines and just, like, really? Is this...
You're not helping the cause here, kids. I got to tell you.
And I just stood back and watched from afar, but I did take notice of some of those things, like, okay, there's a lot of these guys that are not totally cool with totally letting your freak flag fly in society.
It's easy for you to say.
Freak flag fly, yeah. And without having a little input on it.
You do it Asian. Freak flag fry.
Freak flag fry. Way easier. Oh, I should have done that all along. Anyway, not to always attack the T's.
No. Well.
I am interested though when one of our T listers says, hey, this my buddy's grade school class has 4 girls in there that are all claiming to be
I thought it was
trans.
more than that. I thought it was like...
So like 4 or 5 girls, I thought.
I thought it was
like
more.
half the class.
Yeah, I thought it was like 8 or something, he said.
And I know that's going on, and I've read other stories about that where it's like, oh my God, like Libs of TikTok posted that video of the teacher like, I've never been so thrilled. Like,
right.
I told my reality and my truth to my students today, and 5 of them came out as trans today to me. And you're like,
so authentic.
Oh yeah.
That's
whoa.
perfect.
What could that possibly
Let's
be?
fucking schedule that surgery ASAP.
Yeah.
Let's get in there before it's too late.
Yeah. That's the other thing the LGBs were against. It's like mutilating children with drugs and fucking surgeries.
Sure.
Like,
right.
No, we didn't fucking sign our approval on that one. So why don't you keep the T's over there?
Yeah.
Leave us alone.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Follow up on that.
Exactly.
Okay, this part of the show is brought to you by Your Insurance Expert. Are you paying for too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. Again, that's 248-914-1173.
Bus drivers.
Beep, beep.
I think of Otto from The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Just kind of a stoner.
Yeah.
Wearing his headphones.
I was always jealous of, like, I never had a decent looking bus driver.
No, has anyone? Were there decent looking bus drivers?
I've seen them on the road, and I'm like, damn.
Seriously?
Yeah, I've seen a few. Like, okay.
I wonder if that came about around the time we started getting...
I haven't rode a bus since 6th grade.
No. I rode a bus to middle school. I walked.
8th grade was the only. Yeah, I had to walk. I had to walk for 6th grade. 7th grade, I was in Indy, and then came back and I had to take a bus to 8th grade.
Yeah,
and that was it.
I took a bus to Riley Middle School, 7th and 8th grade.
Even elementary school was in my sub, so I walked.
Mine too.
Yeah,
Tyler
so 8th grade was the only year I ever took a bus.
Yeah. I remember bus drivers being old hag women.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You know what I mean? Like old women. Yeah. Like it was a retirement gig for them or something. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember. If you've seen hot bus driver chicks out there,
I've seen some. Yes, I mean, I haven't been on their bus.
Yeah,
I do enough driving. I do enough looking.
Yeah,
I've seen a few. Like,
I wonder if that
they're probably straight car foxes. You know,
could be.
Once they stand up, it's a fucking disaster. But.
I wonder if that came about when we started to see hot chicks popping up in high schools as teachers. Maybe. You know what I mean? Because we've talked about that a lot, and we have to like press our brains together to come up with one that I sort of remember as maybe kind of hot.
Right.
And if we looked at them back then, it'd probably be like, oh God, what the fuck was I thinking? Like it just wasn't a thing.
You should go through a yearbook one of these days and look at the teachers.
Yeah.
I could name about 2 of them.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously.
I can name
my whole high school.
Elementary school.
I could name like 2.
Yeah.
That's because you want them to bang.
What's that?
That's because you want them to bang.
Yeah, Mr. Green and God damn it, I always screw up her. Whatever. And she was hot though. Mm-hmm. She was, if I remember correctly, and probably in her 30s at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but bus drivers I feel like got kind of a shit rap too. Like when I think of where kids were the rudest and most disrespectful when it came to scholastic people, right? It wasn't principals and stuff. It was janitors and bus drivers.
Yeah, true.
That kids, in my recollection, didn't seem to have much authority for or respect for their authority as just as adults.
You respect my authority.
Yeah. So we have one bus driver, and I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. This has gone viral today. It's an Ohio bus driver. Resigned after screaming at students. Apparently, this is the second time this has happened, where she's apologized for some of her behavior and language, but also saying how a month prior, this same group of students sprayed perfume on the bus. She's got serious asthma, and so it caused her. She had to find her inhaler. All the kids had to open the windows on the bus, and so these kids are fucking with her. Mm. And you know they're obnoxious and ruly, as kids always are on a bus.
Yeah.
You know, picking on one kid or throwing fucking paper around, and the bus driver's constantly looking up. Hey,
yeah,
you know,
that fucking
screaming
mirror,
at kids.
That mirror,
that giant mirror.
Yep, right. Always looking up to look up.
Not me, not me. And so this bitch kind of had it, and yeah. Why don't we watch her?
Let's.
Yeah. Let's see whose side we're on here. The kids. I'm usually like a 99.9% of the time I'm on the side of the adult.
Yeah, generally speaking.
Let's
see.
God damn it!
I'm already on.
Where do you expect me to take?
How much more?
No! No, I didn't do anything.
I can freaking smell it.
I didn't do anything.
Sure.
I didn't spray anything.
Sick of you. I'm sick of all of this shit. I'm done with it. I'm gonna start kicking some serious ass. Do you hear me?
Yes.
My foot's gonna be so far up your goddamn ass, it's gonna dangle out your goddamn nose. I'm done with you. That phone in your bag. Now you give it to me.
All right, fine.
All right, fine.
Done.
I'm done.
Going in.
God dang it, I can smell it.
I didn't spray anything.
I'm allergic to this.
Open her I didn't spray anything.
It's right in the big. It's right in the big
So
backpack. It's in the
wow.
big
You
zipper.
like to start too. You're no innocent angel here. I'm done with this. Done. I've had my fill. I'm done with it. I'm ready to walk off this goddamn bus right now and let you people walk the home. How much more do you think anybody can freaking take?
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear another goddamn word out of your mouth.
He said, okay. She's like, yeah.
Excuse me. What did I just tell you?
I just said, okay. Shut the fuck up.
Think it's,
Not another word.
you think it's funny? You're old. No, you didn't. You're so full.
Yeah, I'd be sitting there laughing too. And
Yeah.
she's yelling at everybody else.
Yeah.
Done.
Some fancy
Done.
shoes she's got.
Not another goddamn word out of any of you. Done.
Thank God this kid was filming.
Yeah.
And seriously.
She's driving it straight now.
Peeling out in that thing.
Send it to me. I got the whole one.
Send it to me. The kids already want the video.
Right.
The kids already want the video.
Of course. Fuck yeah.
I'm siding with the bus driver on this one.
Well,
You know the kids are fucking with her.
Yeah.
Like kids historically have always done to bus drivers.
yeah.
They're fucking with them.
Probably yes. I'm going to go with yes, but
I didn't do anything. Yes, you did.
you know what the fuck
You know what you did.
I can smell it, she
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'm sided fucking bus driver.
Yeah. You have to be.
You got to be.
You know that's just someone that's been pushed and pushed and pushed.
Oh yeah, but
Probably-
but that's just it. Is that maybe this wasn't the one. Maybe this was just where it all came out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because a month earlier the same girls sprayed the perfume and she had some reaction that was really bad and
Allegedly.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Allegedly.
I'm going to take her at her word that she's not full of shit about
Right.
that. Yeah. I mean,
Was there a rule that says you're not allowed to spray perfume on a bus?
yeah, it's probably the same rule that says you can't bring peanuts to class anymore. You know, like when I was in Arizona, it was Marshall's birthday, right around Christmas or something. And so his mom, the warden, had bought all kinds of cake mixes and she was going to make cupcakes for the class, right? Which I remember doing. My mom would make cupcakes for the class, and it was
Hell yeah.
the whole rule was you couldn't isolate and be like, I'm only giving it to these cool people.
Yeah, everybody had to get it.
Everybody had to get it, which is great. I totally agree with that rule. You don't wanna-
Inclusivity.
Yes, that's a good part of inclusivity, stuff like that. And then it was like before, like the night, 2 nights before or something, it was like, I was talking to a man, it was like, are you sure you're allowed to bring in food to the classroom? You know? Like, how do you know that some fucking weirdo kid over there isn't allergic to chocolate sprinkles? And she's like, oh, yeah, before we start making these, I better call over. Called the school, and they're not allowed to bring anything in that's not store-bought and sealed with the ingredients label on it. Nothing.
Yeah.
You can't bring any candy in.
Yeah, that's the times
Mom
we're in.
can't cook, bake like we used to do. I mean, our parents were constantly bringing in orange slices and
Fuck yeah.
cupcakes or
You
whatever.
remember like what the hell they call them? Like in the gym when they'd have the big kind of festival fair thing, and they do like the
Oh,
cake
the bake
walk
fair
and all
and-
the bake.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
sell
yeah.
that shit. Oh, just total random shit. I mean, if you have no
Totally.
idea what the fuck it was. Somebody just put a label on it. This is my homemade cherry pie.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, fuck, that looks good. You know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
days are long gone.
What was that? The bake sale or something?
Yeah,
where
but I mean-
they'd make cookies and brownies and whatever
Yeah, all
else.
kinds of different shit. Yeah. I mean, I remember doing it, and there was like games and other shit too, but I mean, those days we're never gonna do that again. Ever.
If you pointed back, there was a story we did years ago that some listeners will remember, and it was some teacher. He was out of his fucking gourd, but he was bringing in cookies for the class. They were like frosted cookies, and part of the frosting he was putting his cum on it,
Okay.
like drizzling it on there.
Yeah.
And it was like he was serving them to the kids, so they were all eating his cum.
Nice.
And it was just like, oh my God. So if you, it's not funny.
Respect the game, man. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I or the one who, the mom who was like tried her kids the little flute cost like $1 or whatever. What do they call that?
The old
Recorder.
recorder. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like dipped in cum, and she was like, it was like, that's fucking cum. I know it. And it was like, All I could think was, what a whore. She fucking blew into the recorder and she knew it was cum on there.
Right?
And so I did a test. I did a field test with Isis.
Okay.
Where I came and I wiped it all over the end of a recorder, and I had 2 recorders and made them play them both.
Yeah.
See if you could figure out which one had cum on it.
You didn't know?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I guess he's not a cum eater.
Not much of one.
No.
He had a 50-50 shot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if those were the reason, and by the way, there's a GoFundMe now, and one of the stores there is selling T-shirts that with the on it, the printing on it says, "My foot's gonna be so far up your ass, it's gonna dangle out your fucking nose."
That was a tagline for sure.
It's great.
I was wondering what they'd go with, but that's clearly the answer.
Yeah, where she was going with that, like she's heard that before, right?
I don't know. I think that was just off the cuff.
I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your ass it comes fucking dangling out of your nose.
Yeah, I think that's just fucking hate speech at its finest. Just rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that was any of that was planned. I think that was just straight up off the cuff.
I'm always impressed when someone like that, I don't know if she's in her late 50s or 60s.
Well, it seems about right. Yeah, I'd go late 50s in there.
I'm always impressed when one of them loses it, goes off the deep end, and doesn't fire some, either some racist thing or,
just start throwing N-bombs, even to a bunch of white kids.
Not even N-bombs, but or like, you fucking Mexican, like anything.
Yeah.
Or I'm tired of you faggots ruining my day. Like shit that she probably would have said when she was younger.
Right.
Like the faggot word would have been thrown around when she was in grade school.
I was going to say, you're 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in that fucking crowd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so are you.
No, I'm not. Fuck
this
you.
week.
I ain't fucking 50. Jesus Christ. What you talking about? But, yeah, well, it's just funny because it just kind of hit me. Like, oh, yeah, she's fucking old bitch. It's like in her fucking late 50s.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, if you're 40, you're old as shit to me.
Yeah.
You're fucking ancient. Yeah. I was talking to my mom about this just the other day. I was like, God, I'm just so old. And she's like, give me a break. You're not old. I'm like, no,
you'll never be old to your mom.
Well, no, I understand that. But I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, when you turn 40 and you look back, you're like, fuck, I'd give anything to go back to 30. I guess it wasn't that old.
Yeah.
When I look back at 40, I go, no, that was still old as shit. That's over that hill.
Past the prime.
Yeah, you are
expired.
Gone now. So, yeah, 40 is old as shit. So, when you're talking 56, just lump it into the same group.
All right.
Speaking of schools, another college campus is being subjected to the endless demands of woke censors who insist on ridding everyday speech of words they deem offensive. This time, we're staying in state.
Really?
Yeah. Good old Michigan State University.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What are they getting rid of?
So this is their this year's style guide. Includes a supplemental inclusive style guide for communications department staffers, which includes a list of terms to avoid, such as, female.
Oh boy.
Say that. America. Don't say America.
Oh.
Anymore. Yeah.
Well, it's clearly you can't say black or
No.
African American.
What were we supposed to say? Dark or something? Or?
Well, it was from the book they were changing. I was just going back to the old shooting suspect when he was just a middle-aged male in a baseball hat. So
they can tell you what color his shoelaces are, but not his skin color.
Yeah, that's relevant.
You also can't. Let's avoid relating to Christian holidays. So things like Christmas trees or bells.
Bells.
Or bunnies. Like jingle bells, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And
bunnies.
Easter bunnies.
So they're wrapping Easter up into that too?
Yeah, well, it is kind of a Christian thing.
The guide lists words to avoid under 4 categories. So those categories are gender and sexuality, race and ethnicity, global identity, and disability.
Okay.
In alignment with strategic efforts that advance diversity, equity, and inclusion, the Supplemental Inclusive Guide is a resource that provides best practices for communications on an increasingly diverse global campus. Under the gender and sexuality section, MSU advocates for using terms that support radical gender theories in an effort to avoid assuming someone's biological sex. MSU recommends avoiding the word female because it reduces women to their assumed biological anatomy. By the way, we know, when you say something like, avoid assuming someone's biological sex, there's no assumption on our part.
No.
Outside of the
rare
very
pats
rare
of the
pat.
world where you're not really sure.
Yeah, and those are the fucking unicorn in society too.
Yep.
For the most part.
Definitely.
Very rarely do you not immediately know what someone's sex is. Let's see. MSU made no mention of avoiding the term male, however.
Well, wait, sex and gender are the same thing, so you can assume they're sex, right? Isn't that the whole thing? Sex and gender are not the same thing?
Yeah.
So your sex
gender's is a
identity.
societal constraint or something? Or
construct.
Construct, yeah.
Yeah, but that's right, and that's an identity. But your sex is biological. So that's why sex and gender aren't the same thing. You should be able to still assume someone's sex.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you're pretending to be today, but I know there's a dick under there,
Yeah.
so you're a dude.
You're not fooling me.
Yeah.
Sir.
Your sex is male. I don't give a shit what you want to be.
Nickname.
Sweet tits, no good?
Nope.
What do you mean?
No. Not you.
I thought that's like flattering.
First off,
Who would not love to be called sweet tits? The guys will even like sweet tits.
you cannot call anyone sweet tits.
I do all the time.
I know you do, and it's wrong. The fact that that's a nickname, no, you can't. It's not saying you can't use a nickname for someone. They'd rather you call someone sweet tits than say nickname. Nickname is offensive because it implies that a person's name is a substitute for their legal name.
What?
That doesn't even make sense.
Is that like
Make that make sense.
Is that like Mike instead of Michael? Is that what they're saying?
Is that a nickname though?
I don't know.
Mike is not a nickname. It's just shortened Michael.
Yeah. I mean,
A nickname would be like, oh, you know Mike, Huge Dick. We call him Huge Dick.
sweet tits. You do have sweet tits.
Bigger than Dylan Mulvaney's.
That is true.
Goddamn
It is true.
sure. So nickname implies that a person's name is a substitute for their legal name. I don't even know what that means.
It doesn't even make sense. So
No.
their name, meaning the nickname?
Nickname can be considered offensive because it implies that a person's name is a substitute for their legal name. Someone's got to email us and let me know what the fuck that even means.
That's some gobbledygook. Only thing is that it assumes that that nickname name is a substitute for their legal name. But I mean, like token, like what are we talking about for nickname that substitutes for their real name? I don't know. Like Bugs, you know what I mean? Like it's a nickname. Like that's offensive. Like
T, calling you T or T-Roy, is that?
Again, well, that's it's part of my name, I guess. So,
Yeah.
like Mike. I don't know, but it just doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, for the record, none of this fucking makes sense to me. But that specifically sentence makes zero sense to me.
No, it doesn't make sense to me. I wish, honest to God, Walters@DetroitCast.com. If someone can explain what even, like, if that means something and we're just not seeing the obvious.
Not computing at the time, but that sentence makes no sense.
No sense. If someone can explain that to us, I'd love to hear the explanation, and we'll read it. A previous version of the style guide warned communication staff against using majority religious imagery and language, especially during the winter and spring seasons. Those problematic words include Mary.
Wait, man, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't say Christmas, Mary is that the only thing that's Mary is
And it's
a holiday?
Merry.
Of
So
course,
it's,
yeah.
ladies named Mary or
No, yeah. Mary and bride. I mean, I guess maybe that's the only time it's associated with a holiday, but it's a fucking term for happy, gay, fucking jolly, whatever. Mary fucking.
You probably can't say any of those words either.
Oh, fuck that.
I used to say happy.
We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Exactly. I used to often say Happy Christmas and Merry New Year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
the
Merry New
irony.
Year.
Yeah, I get it.
Who cares? Christmas trees. What? They're a thing.
Well, no, they're evergreen trees.
Okay. Wreaths.
Yeah.
Wreaths are a thing. Holly. We've got a friend named Holly too. Does that? I'm assuming.
No longer.
Bells, gifts. So don't say gifts. Reindeer, bunnies, eggs, and chicks. Avoid all those during the winter and spring seasons.
We're into the season of chicks and bunnies.
Right.
And eggs.
Instead, MSU encourages staffers to use the phrases "wishing you a wonderful winter/spring break" or "best wishes for the new year."
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Hey, this is for other people. We're just letting people know. We will not be abiding by these.
No.
This is my favorite part of this section. To me, this is way more offensive, what they've chose, the things they've gone to. So, under the disability label, MSU writes that it's wrong to use ableist language, okay? Which includes words such as crazy, insane, bonkers, nuts, psycho, demented, senile, loony, lunatic, psychotic, addict, invalid, vegetable, paralyzed, lame, madhouse, tone deaf, spazzing out, brain dead, or blindly.
Some of those are like fucking clinical terms.
Yeah.
Paralyzed?
Paralyzed was in there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
What if someone's paralyzed?
Yeah, exactly. No, but you're not allowed to say that. There was a couple other ones I forget because we went through so many there, but that were like actual clinical terms that you're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's literally bonkers.
Yeah, it is.
That's nuts.
Lunatic.
Yeah.
Lunacy.
And it's fucking lame. Not to mention a little psycho.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't mean to sound tone deaf about all this.
Not at all.
But these people spazzing out all the time, acting like lunatics,
Yep.
trying to change how we all speak. God.
Do they give any words that we're supposed to use instead for those?
They didn't for those. However,
Oh, that's a jip. You can't tell it. Listen, you can't take
can't
away
say jip
without.
anymore.
I can say what the fuck I want. You can't take shit away without giving it something, without replacing it with something.
what would you say if?
What
if,
I mean,
if
what else
someone's-
is there? Yeah, what if someone's fucking batshit fucking crazy?
Oh Jesus! I don't think you could say batshit either.
What-
It's not in there, but
Then what? Give me an alternative. Because until you give me something better to say, or you tell me what's appropriate,
what if someone's senile?
that was another one. Senile. That's a
Joe
thing.
Biden is senile.
Right. That was another one.
So?
Clinical term. Right.
Is this so that we can't like mock the president who is senile, who's sort of a vegetable?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get any of it. I hate it all.
Demented, senile, loony, lunatic, psychotic. I love these. The terms obese.
Psychotic. That's another one. A psychotic episode is a fucking real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a clinical term.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there a band name with psychotic in it?
Psychedelic furs.
That's what I was thinking, but that's psychedelic.
Yeah.
The terms obese, obesity, and overweight, problematic. I thought those were the fixes for fat and fatso, tubby,
Supposed to be.
tub of shit, tub of goo.
They were, and now they realized, oh, wait, we still can't say that because it still means the same thing.
Yeah. So they've given us,
Oh, now we've got some ones?
we've got some new ones.
Big
okay?
boned?
So don't say obese, obesity, or overweight.
Okay.
Certainly don't say fat, fat fuck, tubby, tub of goo, tub
Please,
of
for the
shit.
love of God, tell me thick is in there with 2 C's.
They want you to use
Please tell me there's thick.
thick is not one of them.
Damn it!
They want you to, they prefer to go, oh, you know my friend Kelly, she's a higher weight individual or larger bodied.
Okay.
Higher weight seems way more insulting to me.
Yeah.
Hi, this is my friend Mike. He's higher weight than most. I'd be like, you fucking dick. What? Troy, stop calling me higher weight.
As opposed to what? Obese? What
Obese.
Is that better than higher weight?
Yeah. Yeah. Higher weight or larger bodied is way better than obese, obesity, or overweight.
Wow.
Larger
Higher-
body.
And right. So higher weight is okay is better than overweight.
Yeah.
That somehow overweight is not okay, but higher weight is fucking fine.
Awesome.
Fucking
Today,
clowns. Morons.
today.
I know. It will not be long until that's not okay.
That list by next school year, it will be do not use the terms obese, obesity, overweight, higher weight, or larger body.
Yeah.
We'll do first circle and just be like, call them fat fucks for right now. They
Coming right
prefer
back.
that.
Yeah.
This is
Tubby.
Tubby.
Lard ass.
I love Tubby. Tub of goo, tub of shit. It's great.
Yeah.
You know?
It works.
And by the way, people don't tend to tell those people that would fall into the tub of shit category to their face. It's usually, well,
Well, no, because
Kathy.
you're generally out fucking. They're not in your weight class.
Right.
And take
No,
you
but
down to Chinatown.
If I was like, T, you want to meet up with, there's a few coworkers, and you're like, yeah, who's going? It's like, well, so-and-so and Lisa and Sandy and Sarah's going to be there. And you're like, fuck, I remember Lisa and Shelly, but who's Sarah?
Which one's Sarah?
She's the larger bodied one.
Oh, the biggin.
Yeah.
The biggin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, the she's the one, she's always hanging out with the higher weight friends.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Totally
fucking checks out.
Now, MSU's Inclusive Communication Guide is a resource for communications professionals. Recently, some have expressed concern about the perception that the university is banning specific words. We want to be clear. That is inaccurate. That said, we recognized it was important that we update the guide to ensure our intent matches the guidance provided in the document. No, we're not banning anything. We're just strongly applying extreme pressure to make sure that people use the language MSU approves of.
Right.
Right.
It's not banned.
That's what this is. This whole list of shit.
Don't let us catch you saying it.
Right. You can run yourself right out of good favor by doing that. I swear to God, I want to see in use higher weight.
Yeah.
Like that to me is comically hilarious.
I'm gonna try and use that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, you know her, dude. Remember that chick you fucked her? She's even higher weight than she was back then. And back then she was larger bodied.
Oh, man.
Now she's even higher weight.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The fat fuck. Remember her?
Nope. Deny.
I ain't do shit.
I was clearly so drunk I don't remember it.
You're talking about that hog we went out with, right?
The bigot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good time.
You mean when we would actively go hogging on a weekend, like one random weekend a year? Let's get our hogs on, boys. Big night ahead. Big weekend parties.
Threw a little money on that one.
Lost a little money on that
Yeah,
one.
well, fucking someone had a ringer. Fucking
Yes, they
bullshit,
did.
dude.
Yes,
call
they
up
did.
2 floors and bring a fucking house down. Fucking close the deal. And there's nothing worse than coming in second in a fucking hogging contest. There is nothing fucking worse than fucking selling all your shame and losing.
Coming in second handily.
Yes.
By a higher.
Yeah.
Well,
that only took a couple of times, so we caught on.
Yeah.
He
had a ringer.
There's
You're right,
100.
there's no way around it.
There's $100 on the line. I'll split it with you. Come down and I don't even know if he pulled the trigger. If he just said, "Give me your panties."
He did. Because the shame that brushes over his face to this day.
Yeah.
About that. Yeah.
Good.
We don't.
Good.
We don't need to name names. But yeah, he put in some work on that one.
I'd say he tilted the scales in his favor.
Yeah. Yeah. So does that mean big boned is out?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Glandular.
Yeah.
He's my glandular.
I still think thick is a compliment. She's thick.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you go, dude, you're gonna love her. Great personality. She's thick, but she's awesome. It's like, no, dude, you're trying to hook me up with a fatty. Fatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
Listen, biggins, ladies, chime in. What's better? What would you like to be called?
Yeah.
Higher weight, big bodied.
Yeah. Cow.
Moose. Fucking. Yeah. Give us your preferred pronouns.
I swear to God, that might be the most offensive thing I've heard in a long time.
Higher weight
and larger body. That is so like, are you fucking with me now?
Why don't we just say, not thin?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not thin.
Yeah.
You're not calling her fat. You're just saying she's not thin. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what some of that. I was thinking of a thin mint. She's a thin mint. The other one's I couldn't think of any of the other cookies. What's the fatter cookie?
Double stuffed Oreo.
Yeah.
Samoa.
Yeah. I'll take the thin mint. You get the Samoa.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll switch at the end of the weekend. Coolio.
Oh, rest in power, my ninja.
Yeah. Were you a fan of Coolio?
Yeah. I mean, not hugely, but
did he have a TV show at some point? Did Coolio have like a Whips show or something?
No, that was Exhibit.
Exhibit. Yeah.
But
Coolio had the famous fight with Weird Al.
Yeah, I'm sure he had something along the lines because everybody did at some point.
Yeah.
Something.
I don't even know if we can call Weird Al anymore. Strange Al?
Yeah, that's his preferred pronouns. That's what you don't have a choice. Yeah.
I mean, calling someone weird, who's to say what's weird?
I think he can.
Okay.
He puts his own name on the albums.
All right.
I think that's allowed.
So we're still allowed to call him Weird Al.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but
are we allowed to call Fat Joe? Is he now fucking higher weight Joe?
Probably.
He's big larger bodied Joe.
Yeah, I like it.
Lean back.
The fat boys. What do we call the fat boys?
Yeah, the higher weight boys.
Yeah, the larger body boys.
The biggin' boys.
Coolio had famously got into a fight over Gangsta's Paradise when
Weird Al did a
Weird
parody
Al.
of
I'm
it.
trying to remember what his parody was because it was really good. I think
Weird Al's, I mean, all of his stuff for the most part is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Weird Al got. I think he was scared. I think he got scared.
Probably.
You know, he's got this fucking gangsta rapper coming after him. But Weird Al's was not Gangsta's Paradise, but it was good. And Weird Al's shit. What an honor that is to have Weird Al cover
Amish Paradise.
Amish Paradise.
Yep.
That's right.
Amish Paradise.
Yeah. Coolio, we're finally finding out the cause of death of Coolio, who dropped dead at 59.
Okay.
Any guesses?
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a couple, but I'll say
It's not one that is
know.
so, like AIDS, like out there that you would guess. Fentanyl.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, that
Yep.
would.
He, his name, do you know his real name?
Nope.
Artis Leon Ivy Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
Coolio. Huh.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty dope name.
I thought the same
Artis
thing.
Ivy Jr.?
Artis Ivy?
Yeah.
It's kind of doper than Coolio.
Yeah, but not back then it wasn't.
No. Yeah, you're right.
You can't be fucking gangster. And
Yeah.
have a paradise as artist.
Artis.
Yeah.
Hi there, Artis. He also had traces of heroin and methamphetamines in his system when he was found dead September 28th on the bathroom floor of a friend's LA home. Coolio's severe asthma and lifelong smoking habit played a factor in his death, hindering his body's ability to handle the overdose. His children, and I thought he was going to, if you're an artist, Ivy,
Junior,
going by Coolio.
You should have an artist the third.
There is an Artist the Third.
Okay, good.
One of his kids was Artist the Third. I got to say, I'm impressed with his lack of originality with name choices.
All right.
Brandy, Jackie, Christopher, Artis, Darius, Artesia, and Milan. Melan.
Okay.
Melon. Did you name your kid Melon?
Melanin?
Yeah, I guess. They will remember their dad for the great man he was and want the public to know how much they loved him. The musician's loved ones now plan to honor their dad through documentaries and film. Okay, that's what we call a money grab.
Yeah, generally.
Going to sell his stuff to anybody that wants to make a documentary.
Wait, his life story.
Yeah.
He's another one of those fucking clowns that couldn't let it go. That fucking hair. He's bald.
Yeah.
Had like 2 little patches of fucking sprouts coming back out.
That's
Like,
weird.
dude, just fucking let it go, dude.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah. What is that?
I hate it. I don't know. Fucking pride, ego.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever that is that lets you, makes you still wear that fucking lightning bolt fucking cross earring, whatever the fuck those stupid shit people still have to do.
Oh, Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah.
It looks like a
Bonds,
lightning
all
bolt. You know
those
what it
guys.
is, though? It's an LT.
Okay.
That's what that is. I always thought it was a lightning bolt, too. It looks like a stupid lightning bolt dangling from his ear.
Whatever it is.
But it says LT.
Okay. Then
So
even
stupid.
worse, actually.
Yeah.
I'd have more respect if it was a lightning bolt that had carried some meaning.
Yeah. No.
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 But yeah, the
LT.
haircuts, the clothes, the shit that these people still do
Yeah.
to be recognized is all it's about.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's ego and pride.
Sure.
Is so that everybody, you cling on to whatever it is that makes sure that you get acknowledged
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Methamphetamines, by the way, it's like, is that the same as meth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sort of is. It's speed, is what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was on Batu, Biker's Coffee, Black Beauties, Chalk, Chicken Feed, Crank, Crystal Glass, Go Fast, Ice, Meth,
Yeah.
Poor Man's Coke, Shabu, Shards, Stovetop, Tina, Trash, Tweak, Ventana, Vitrio, Yaba, or Yellow Barn. I don't know what he was on.
I think he had a little bit of yellow barn in him.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was thinking Yabu, but it could have been Yellow Barn.
Sure. Depends on
Yeah.
where he got it.
Yeah.
Where was he when he passed?
Friend's bathroom in L.A.
Oh, that was definitely the fucking Yabu.
Yeah.
Yeah. L.A.
Yeah.
Big Yabu.
Big in the Yabus. So yeah, rest in power, my friend. 72,000 people died in the U.S. in 2017, a record driven by fentanyl. Fentanyl's just
Yeah. It's
taking
changing the game,
people
man.
down.
Changing the game.
Not good.
Nope.
Couple things. One thing I wanted to mention, I thought this was crazy today. The Afghan evacuation, right?
Man, I fucking heard this today. I almost fucking.
This is crazy.
I almost crashed my car.
This is straight up just whatever your eyes tell you to ignore. Don't believe.
Unreal.
The Afghan evacuation that led to the 13 deaths of, I believe they were U.S. Marines.
Yep.
And hundreds of civilians, hundreds, maimed, never recognizable again, was apparently Donald Trump's fault.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
What could we have possibly done?
Yeah. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby defended the Soup administration's actions in Kabul during the withdrawal in August 21, releasing a report detailing the reasons why they think it unfolded. Kirby said the administration was proud of how U.S. forces carried out the withdrawal. Oh, my God.
There's no way he's actually said that.
Yeah, he did. That's a quote. He was proud.
No. Hold on. I 100% support that. I am absolutely proud of the way our troops handled the withdrawal.
Yeah.
Right?
Not the administration.
No, not the administration, not the higher-ups, not the fucking chain of command that fucking told them to do it in this fucking bass-ackwards way that it makes no sense whatsoever. They had to do what they had to do. So, yes, I am incredibly proud of the fucking men and women on the ground.
You mean the ones put in an impossible situation?
Yep, those are exactly the people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, those words are fucking
carefully chosen.
Very carefully chosen.
Their findings follow relentless pressure from veterans and Republicans for answers for the horrific scenes that unfolded more than 18 months ago. All this talk of chaos, I just don't see it, Kirby said. Okay, John, if that's the case, right? If you don't see that as chaotic, you're looking at the Afghan withdrawal, and you're going, if it wasn't chaotic and it achieved the mission, which was to pull our troops out and end the longest war in U.S. history, if that was the case and you truly believe that, then you wouldn't be, what are you blaming Trump for? Certainly you're not giving him credit. So if this went off swimmingly, I don't know what people are talking about. What chaos? Whatever do you mean?
Right.
Well, if you really believe that, then you would just take full credit for this amazing withdrawal. Why are you what are you blaming Trump for then? If there was no chaos, there's nothing to blame him for.
Right.
You wouldn't give him the credit.
No, you got to have both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't make any sense on its face. We watched that withdrawal with our own eyes, sir. You don't get to have 5,000 Afghans on the tarmac chasing after a plane, and then when the plane takes off, have them falling out of the sky onto the ground below and act like, what chaos? Chaos?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Yeah. No, it's, like I said, I mean, most people won't understand the logistics of it, and not to talk down to people.
Right.
But the difference of Bagram and Kabul airport.
Yeah.
What that fucking, the night and day difference of what those mean.
Yeah.
And the order of how that should have happened and could have happened and didn't.
Right.
Is probably the most negligent thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
I mean.
And the service members said that. This isn't like, it's just a few of us nut jobs who lean conservative who saw that in a problem.
No, and I don't care who did it. I mean, if Trump did this, then it would have been the worst fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
It's not a Biden thing. It's the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. You put people in an absolute unfucking winnable situation. And so, I mean, these guys that fucking fulfilled their missions and their duties down there on the ground are fucking heroes.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but the fucking respect for them. And I feel my heart breaks for the ones that, had to go through that. Especially
Which
the
they
ones that
didn't
met
have
their,
to.
But
That's the worst part.
But they didn't have to.
It's one thing if they were maimed in action. And it's like, well, this is what you signed up for. You knew this was a possibility. And you went to war for your country. You're an absolute hero. But that's what happened. You got killed or maimed. No. This didn't have to happen.
No, they dropped them off in the middle of Siberia and then took their clothes.
Yeah.
And then, they survived. They did what they had to do. But what do you mean? Well,
yeah.
Good for them. Stupid.
Biden had to carry out the withdrawal Trump had agreed to. Bullshit.
Yeah, first of all, bullshit.
bullshit on its face. No, dude, the day you went into office, you ripped up everything Trump did. Why would you have to honor some fucking handshake deal he had with the Taliban?
You shit everything else out. This is the one thing that was binding for you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And the fact that, listen, while Trump...
Why wasn't it binding when Trump said fuck NATO or
build the wall?
Build the wall. You tore up everything he did.
Yeah.
Day one. No, all of it.
Just an example of fucking, wasn't me. Not my fault.
Regarding the reports the U.S. left billions of dollars in equipment in Afghanistan upon leaving, Kirby said, it's their stuff.
Okay. It is now.
It belongs to the Afghans. Uh-huh. Oh, it does it?
Okay.
Okay, so all those Blackhawks and all the tanks and all the jets and all the fucking Humvees.
Yep.
Those belong to the Afghan people?
Well, they belong to the Taliban now.
This idea is just ludicrous that we left millions of dollars of stuff in Afghanistan. That is ludicrous. It was actually billions of dollars of stuff.
Yep.
Not millions. We didn't. No one expected Kabul to fall to the Taliban control as quickly as it did. Some people did.
Yeah.
Some of us did.
Yeah, literally like 2 days.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Who's going to get fired over this? Peter Ducey asked, the only one with any balls in that room.
Right.
Kirby answered, the purpose of this was not accountability. Yeah.
Of course. Well,
God
then why are you
forbid.
blaming Trump?
Yeah.
If it's not about who's accountable for it, then why are you blaming Trump?
Yeah.
Right?
Because I'll tell you why. Because shut up. That's why.
Because that's why. I mean, even
Because
if
I said so. Shut up.
even if, like, I don't know all the behind the scenes, right? I don't know. I understand that agreement, that date was put forth by Trump and the previous administration. I understand that. What was the timeline on this? What was the date of the withdrawal?
It was August or September
of 2020? 2021.
Trump had made an agreement to withdraw troops by May 21.
21. So,
Biden promised to have them out by September. It was August, September.
So this is still of 21. So this is 2 years past the election, right? I mean, not 2 years, a year past the election,
yeah.
Right? It's not like you walked into this thing and it was like 4 days after you took office,
right?
And said, oh shit, well, I guess just do it, make it happen.
Yeah, he agreed to it. They're waiting at the tarmac. What are we going to do?
Whatever Trump said, okay, and fine, arbitrarily he set this date, realistic, not, right, wrong, it doesn't matter. The point is, Trump is also not handling the logistics of that withdrawal.
No.
The Pentagon is. The military industrial complex is.
Right.
They're in charge of the scheduling and the logistics of that withdrawal, right? So that should have been happening anyway, regardless. You should have been preparing for that date regardless.
Not to mention, there wasn't a single U.S. military member killed in 18 months.
Right.
This war had wound down. Whoever pulled them out last. By the way, for those that don't remember, Donald Trump took office in 2017. There were 10,000 troops still in Afghanistan. Trump had drawn down troops from 8,600 in June 2020 to 4,500 in September 2020 to the remaining 2,500 when he left office. And he was working out the finality to get those 2,500 out of there, which would have included getting your people out of there, making sure your equipment was unusable or whatever you were doing, getting all the people that helped you for 20 years that risked theirs and their families' lives to help Americans out, getting them out of there. And then the final guys would be the last plane out of Kabul.
Yeah.
That's the way that should have gone.
Why do you think they left all that stuff? Because it was the Afghans? No, because they don't want to bring it back and reuse it.
Yeah.
No, the complex needs to make more.
New.
Yeah.
Make new ones.
Yeah.
Fuck that $85 billion.
Right.
Yeah. I just don't gaslight people. God, that's so insulting.
Yeah. Well,
there's nothing wrong with going.
Because you know what? There's half this country that's going, yeah, see, fuck Trump. Yeah, see, I knew it wasn't fucking Biden's fault. It had to be that piece of shit.
Don't you think that this idea that nobody, and I'm talking Republicans or Democrats, can come to the table and go, you know what? As much as it pains me to say this, as much as we should be beyond ineptitude like this. The way we left that transitional period in Afghanistan was abhorrent. It should have never happened. We take full responsibility for this. You can bet your ass going forward, at no time will me or my administration put at risk American soldiers like this. They're our heroes. They're our lifeblood, and we need to treat them with the utmost respect. And never will we be this sloppy about an action involving the U.S. military. And I think even the people that are hardcore against an administration, whether it's the right or the left, whatever, would have to go, well, at least he fucking owned it, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're taught that your whole life. Own shit, even when it's uncomfortable, when it makes you look bad or whatever. People are much more forgiving, much more willing to give you a second and third and fourth chance if you go, look, man, not every decision's going to be a home run. I can admit we fucked that one. We just did.
I don't know how that fell all the way through the chain of command. I can't believe 4-star generals, whoever, admirals, wherever the fuck that, would be like, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. I think we can pull this off. This should go off without a hitch.
Right.
I just boggles my mind. I mean, as a lay person with the most minimal fucking understanding of being over there, I would have fucking slapped you in the face if you said that was your plan.
Yeah.
I would have slapped you in the face and said, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
That's not even remotely fucking practical.
And you had service members that came forward, like whistleblowers or people that came out and went, this is a disgrace. I don't even know. Like, if I can't trust the higher-ups have my back,
right, then
what are we doing? Yeah. And those people were kicked out of the military, lost their pensions.
Big time.
Like, court-martialed.
Yeah.
Like they treated them like shit, like they were the problem.
Exactly.
It's like, no. They called out what we all saw.
Mm-hmm.
And they just had a lot more authority than the rest of us.
Well, I mean,
the rest of us saw it for the disaster it was.
The way that whole military chain of command, works has to be based on a level of trust.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to question your orders. You know what I mean? So the only way that you can do that, they don't always make sense at the time, at the place, whatever. You may not have all the information available, but you have to have the faith and the trust that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You may not necessarily agree with it. You may not understand it, but understand that and have the faith in the system that it's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. And when something like this that completely blows up in your face, and then when people question it, there's no accountability, and those are the people that are getting fucking shit on. You know what that does for morale?
Ugh.
I mean, across the board, like,
it means your numbers are down as far as they are.
Trust is gone.
Yeah,
is gone. You can't fucking put that back together.
No,
and to just punish the people that did it and say, well,
and to gaslight them and act like you didn't see what you think you saw.
Right.
And by the way, if you did see something, it was Trump's fault. Like, you couldn't have more finger pointing and blaming. I honestly, Troy, I don't understand how your whole life you're taught from a very young age, if you've got responsible parents, to like, hey, you know what? You're human. You're going to make mistakes. We don't lie about it. We take, be a bigger person, own it, apologize if need be. And people will have much more respect for you.
Yeah.
This idea that that wasn't me. Whatever you think you saw, bullshit, your eyes are lying to you, wasn't me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, who respects that?
But
who?
I don't even know if that's true anymore, because we're in such a fucking time where everything is so held against you that admitting wrong, you'll never it'll haunt you for the rest of your life. Sadly, I think the days of forgiveness are gone.
Yeah.
I really
You might
do.
be right.
So,
but the idea that, this clown came into office with an attitude of the buck stops here.
Oh, yeah.
The buck stops here. It's like the buck has never stopped here.
No.
Never. He doesn't take any responsibility for the crime bill of 94 that imprisoned black and brown people to the tunes never seen in this country before. Never once has he apologized for any of that. I understand why he did it. Historically, I get what was going on at the time in the crack epidemic, but boy, oh boy, you would think it would go a long way. Like, you know what? With the finest of intentions, That you can look at it now and go, that backfired.
Now looking
I'm
back,
not
I
proud of
realized
this.
the damage that did. You
Yeah.
know, I did not. That's not how. Obviously, I intended it. I didn't realize that was going to happen. You know.
Yeah,
but
we were scared as a nation, and I thought I was implementing the best policies to help combat what was a really scary time in this country, and I was wrong. I hope people can forgive me for that. I'm human.
You know,
I think a lot of people would respect that.
I think 10 years ago you could have. I don't think you can do that anymore.
I don't know that they did it 10 years ago.
No, I'm saying
though.
you could have. I didn't say they did. I'm saying you could have. But I don't think you can anymore. I think forgiveness is gone. I think empathy is gone. I think sympathy is gone. I just do.
Yeah, just get them. Get them. Get your guy.
It's all about sound bites now.
Yeah.
And accountability and proving, you know, that because all that's going to be is in your next fucking smear campaign.
Yeah.
It's just going to be fucking blasted in the headlines against you.
Yeah.
Even as humble as you want to be and how right it might be to do,
But
it's going to come
I
back to
think
bite you
people
in the
can
ass.
see through that, though. I mean, maybe people aren't paying enough attention, and so you're just looking for that headline that, some people read it and go, oh, wow, it was Trump's fault. Okay. And if you're not paying much attention, you just go, God, we're still paying for this fucking clown.
I knew it. I knew it was this guy's fault.
Of course it's that guy's fault.
Right.
What didn't he fuck
Yeah.
up?
Well, I mean, poor Biden had to clean up all this guy's fucking mess.
Yeah.
You know, he's just stuck fucking shoveling the shit that this guy laid.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we are where we are in this country right now.
Yeah.
That's what,
First off, the smartest president we've ever had, hardest working president we've ever had. And here he is, 2 years down the line, still cleaning up this clown's mess. It's just unfortunate. Sad. Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
It is that exciting time of year. Zott Ford's Truck Month is finally here. Truck Month means lower prices, better selection, higher rebates, and more inventory. All this delivered with Zott Ford's world-class service and their simple, fun, fast, and easy experience. Swing by Zott and take home a new 22 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend as low as $363 a month for 24 months, or a 23 Ford Explorer XLT as low as $282 a month for 24 months. Finally, you can lease the #1 selling truck in America for the past 46 years in a row, a 22 F-150 Super Crew XLT as low as $292 a month for 24 months, or finance that as low as 0%. Plus, Zott Ford will again throw in $500 in accessories to ensure that you love your new F-150. Don't worry, even though it's Truck Month, our friends at Zott still have a lot full of other sweet whips to choose from. You can get details and search their tantalizing trucks at dealsinthed.com.
I thought this was kind of funny. NPR.
Oh, my
One of your
favorite.
favorites.
Oh, dude. Oh, I got an NPR story today too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Well, I was listening. I went in a little late today.
Okay.
And, so I was listening to a different part of the show, and I don't even know what it was about, but they were talking about fucking whatever. It doesn't matter. I had a guest, I think, on the phone, but taking callers.
Yeah.
And some guy called in and fucking took him to task.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it was about, first of all, because somebody made a comment about, their funding or something there. And the host kept saying, it came up 2 times before this, and it was saying that that it's less than 1% of their government funding.
Okay. Bullshit.
Right. It's less. And so he had said it twice that I'd heard of. And even I was like, less than 1%.
Yeah.
I know Trump cut that shit way back because fuck you. That's why. But
Yeah.
That still seems low.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So a guy calls and he starts calling him out on stuff. And he was like, this 15% that you're, government funding or whatever. And the guy was like, no, listen, it's less than 1%. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just on your website and it says 15% on there. I must be wrong. But go ahead. I'm not sure where you get your less than 1% from, but, obviously your website's wrong then. Just fucking call him out. And then the guy's like, okay, what's your point? And he's like, well, I have
that, first off.
For one, he's like, and I have a problem with you guys always fucking, you're guilty of what you're saying you're not doing, fucking silencing the right and suppressing those opinions and promoting this fucking, left ideology and all this stuff. And the guy's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Can you give me an example? And the guy starts blasting off examples.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he keeps cutting him off. He was like, and you cut people off when they're trying to make a fucking point. He's like, so can I finish? And he was like, well, I just want you to get to the point. He's like, I'm fucking trying. He's like, well, I asked you very specifically an example from this show. And he was like, oh, okay, from this show? Blah, 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 blah. Starts rattling shit off. And the guy was like, oh, and he keeps cutting him off. And he was like, oh, I rest my case, dickhead. Basically, I was like, fuck yeah.
That's
I
beautiful.
wish for sure I was recording that thing.
I bet they were talking about this story.
I think it was.
On the heels of this.
Something like that.
NPR's official Twitter account got a new designation. overnight as being state-sponsored media.
That's exactly what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, which would make sense.
So like I said, I missed the
1%.
I missed the first part of it. You know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Angering left-wing journalists, of course, they're always angry about something. Under the account's verification badge, the words U.S. state-affiliated media now appear. I looked it up. It's true. The organization does receive taxpayer funding in response to an account posting a screenshot of NPR's label on the platform. Elon Musk shared the company's policy on labeling state-affiliated media. Quote, state-affiliated media is defined as outlets where the state exercises control over editorial content through financial resources, direct or indirect political pressures, and or control over production and distribution. NPR President John Lansing lashed out at the designation, claiming the organization provides independent, fact-based journalism.
That's their tagline.
Hilarious.
They say it all the time. That's their tagline.
We were disturbed to see last night that Twitter is labeled NPR as state-affiliated media, a description that, per Twitter's own guidelines, does not apply to NPR. It sounds like it does, based on Twitter's definition. NPR and our member stations are supported by millions of listeners who depend on us for the independent, fact-based journalism we provide. No, I think it's part of the brainwashing you provide.
Yeah.
Because we hear it immediately. It's like you're watching two different movies play out when it's like, oh, your definition of the Afghan withdrawal is different than the one I watched on TV. How about that? NPR stands for freedom of speech and holding the powerful accountable. Are you just saying buzz statements now?
Yeah, exactly. It is. I mean, they just say it, but they don't mean it. They don't implement it. But they say it.
The most trusted name in news.
Yeah.
Okay, you could say it all you want, CNN. Every poll will tell you that it's not.
Exactly.
Not even close.
No.
A vigorous, vibrant free press is essential to the health of our democracy. Yeah, it is. You're failing, NPR.
Miserably.
You're failing at your job. NPR infamously refused to cover the Hunter Biden laptop scandal in the weeks before the election. We don't want to waste our time on stories that are not really stories. And we don't want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions. Okay, explain yourself, please. I'll wait. We'll wait, NPR. That got national news that you did that. Other outlets followed suit, taking your lead. So how do you write that? There was no justification for making that statement at the time.
Yeah.
You didn't even have enough time to check that, to find out if what you were saying was true. And it was proved completely fucking real.
Yep.
You can admit it now. The damage is done, NPR. That's the point. State-affiliated media. You were carrying fucking water for the administration.
Yep.
Period.
Period. End of story.
That story possibly was going to horribly damage your preferred candidate.
Exactly.
And that couldn't happen on your watch.
It was possible that was going to allow Trump to be reelected.
Yeah.
And that could not happen.
Couldn't stand.
By any means necessary.
Yeah. So the ends justified the means. If we could go back in time and kill Hitler when he was a baby.
Yep.
That you did that on purpose to try and stop what could have been a damaging story for your guy. Sorry, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, they
People
can try and
call
spin
us
it however
whatever
they
want for that, but
and they can
that's
try and
true.
spin it however they want at the time.
Yeah.
But it was called out at the time,
Yep.
and it's still being called out.
Yeah.
And it was proven right, just like many things.
Yeah.
have turned out to be right.
Yep.
But you don't hear about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything.
I guarantee you, if you were to flip on NPR tonight, one of the stories that gets cycled through today will be how it's Trump's fault about the withdrawal in Afghanistan.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, whatever the feds, the DOJ,
Whatever they're
the
saying.
NSA, whatever they tell us to say is what we'll go with.
We're their mouthpiece.
Yep.
We'll make sure that it's echoed.
Yeah, as state-affiliated media would proudly do.
Yep.
Hello, Russia, China, North Korea. Fall in line, NPR.
Yep.
Okay, let's get to some email, T.
Let's do that.
All right. Hey, Mike, I know that as I write this, you are recording. I don't watch real time as I like to listen at work in the morning. TDC and a Formula One podcast are the only ones I listen to without first reading the notes. Yeah, if you read our notes, they're fucking boring. There's so much more that we talk about on every given show than the stupid notes. But at least he knows that. I'm working on sending some lobsters for Troy and E. And as you mentioned, you don't like lobsters. I wondered if there was something I could include for you. Want some haddock? What's fucking haddock?
Fish. No seafood at
all.
all.
No seafood,
No
period.
seafood at all.
End of story.
You don't need anything from Maine.
What's a whoopie pie?
Oh, that's like, you might like a whoopie pie. That's right up your fucking diabetes.
What is it?
That's like a marshmallow and cookie and chocolate, I think.
Oh, okay. I
whoopie
like
pie.
a whoopie pie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why you guys send those from Maine. I think you can get those anywhere, but all right.
Some hot pickled eggs? Hard pass.
Ooh.
No.
I don't know. Throw some of those in. I'll try that.
All right. A jar of clam juice? No. Fuck no. Some delectable shrimp, salmon. I don't want to leave you out. Well, everything you just listed there is
I don't
like
think
the Antichrist
I
to
don't think
me.
you caught the non-seafood
No,
part of
no
that.
seafood.
Yeah.
None. If you want to send some chickens, some steaks,
Yeah.
some whoopie pie,
Although
fine.
he'll eat tuna.
I do like tuna. I don't want to leave you out, especially in your non-ambulatory state, and a servant wouldn't ship easily. I don't know what that means.
He couldn't send you a servant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. I emailed Troy about this, but he hasn't yet responded.
That's not true at all.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, you know what? Maybe there's a new one I haven't. We've talked back and forth a couple of times. But maybe there's a new one that I didn't see.
No issue is I know he's busy, but it's coming down to it, so I need to know what delicious Maine goodies I can throw in for you. Let me know. Scott. Okay?
He asked me before. I just said, fuck him. I thought I answered that, but I guess I'll follow up.
Oh, it's Steve, actually. Sorry, Steve. Yeah, you're going to have to follow up with him if you want that disgusting shit which stinks up every room it's
my
fucking in.
my shit's handled. It was about what you wanted.
Yeah.
And in the preliminary conversation,
Send me a
was
gift
like,
certificate to
fuck 'em.
McDonald's. Be fine. Dude, cult leader, seafood. I need to know your seafood order. Per my last email, let me know what you're hankering for. This is not a joke. I truly appreciate you guys and was lost when you were gone. I am ready to order for shipment, so let me know. Have a nice day, Steve the anarchist.
Okay.
T, this is your world. I don't even want to respond to this email.
Oh.
That's how gross I think seafood is.
All right. Yeah. Well, I have my. I have an email here from him.
Okay.
Looks like a couple.
Movie suggestion about radio, and Gibson is in it. Mel Gibson. Okay. I have not seen it yet, but it could be good. Well, everything could be good. It's about radio, too. You sound 109% better, buddy. Best wishes. And Puss in Boots 2 was fun. I watched the Spanish version since my Bolivian wife's first language is Espanol.
Sí, señor.
Yeah. God, she sounds hot. Bolivian?
Well, I mean, it's a good start.
Yeah.
But
Yay, nay. So On the Line is this movie from Mel Gibson. I've never heard of it.
me either.
I don't know. I'll check it out. I'm always looking for a good movie. So, just Mel. And then I got this, man. Sad news. Jeffrey with a G, Scott, listener.
Yeah.
That's no longer with us. He was a Marine. Look at that picture of that
man.
badass with his
yeah.
uni on.
God damn. Yeah.
And this is the obit.
Oh, okay.
Age 41. Fuck.
Dude.
Formerly of Rochester, passed away March 28th, 23. Loving son of Dennis Scott and Mary Ellen Scott. Dear brother of Charles. Beloved fiance of Cassandra. Oh,
Fuck,
God,
man.
also survived by his dog, Roops, Missy. Many loving aunts, uncles, and cousins. Jeffrey attended the U.S. Marine Corps boot camp at Parris Island in 2003. After attending School of Infantry, Jeffrey joined Charlie Company of the 1st Battalion, 24th Marine Regiment in Lansing, Michigan. While there, he deployed to Fallujah, Iraq from 06 to 07 in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom as a rifleman and radio operator. Jeffrey was awarded the Combat Action Ribbon and Navy Unit Commendation for his actions there. While in the Marines, Jeff also participated in various training missions that took him to Peru and Japan. His humor, motivation, and dedication to his fellow Marines was seen as a bright light in otherwise dim situations by those around him. Jeff received an honorable discharge from the Marines in February of 2010 after 6 years of faithful service. After serving his country, he attended college, graduating cum laude honors, and received his degree in business. He established ADS, a successful, reputable company. He enjoyed racing all types and loved his Honda CRX. Active member of the Marine Prop Riders, drove a hydroplane E-42. He was named Rookie of the Year 2019 and 2.5 Mod Region 6 Champion 22.
Yeah.
True lover of family and friends, he developed a contagious passion for dancing and music at a young age. Remarkable ability to light up a room with his energy and enthusiasm for movement. Jeff will be deeply missed by his family, friends, and all who had the privilege of knowing him. His legacy will continue to live on through the countless lives he touched. He brought joy to all who loved him. A memorial with military honors is to be held at Rochester Community Center on May 6th, 2023, from 12 to 4, with service at 2. Memorials in Jeffrey's name may be made to the Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund online guest book at modettsfuneralhomes.com, MODETZ. Yeah, it's just awful, man. When I got the original email to let us know about Jeff, he sent a bunch of pictures, with our show sticker on the back of his hydroplane. And, I remember him from the pictures. I remember those events. I remember meeting him. Such a neat guy. And of course, you end up talking about, anytime military guys are around, I just love talking to those guys. They speak a different language, and it's a brotherhood second to none. And I have such respect for them. Oh. And I hate to lose a friend and listener like Jeff. Our thoughts are definitely with his family.
Good human.
Certainly is his fiance. That's just awful. So we're so very, very sorry for your loss, guys. Yeah. And it's felt by the monsters here that is the TDC family. And next time we all get together, we'll have to do a nice cheers for him. And,
absolutely.
And I know a lot of you will remember him. So with that, let's call it a day there, T.
Yeah, let's.
I guess have a good weekend, everybody. Masters.
It is the Masters weekend.
Yeah, Masters going on. So that'll be fun for people that are into that. Yep. Opening day today, the Tigers lost, but
of course, first of 112.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're probably right. Mm-hmm. Have a great weekend, everybody. Some new member content will drop tomorrow, I think about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe is when I scheduled that for. So
look for it.
Members, exclusive content coming your way, and have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you first thing next week.